so much of the suffering that we carry through life comes from the things we cling to and what we are afraid we will lose. So the things that we say, this I want to get rid of. I can't wait to get rid of this. I wish it would be gone. Those things are important to consider in the consideration of things we want to release. But also, we want to look at the things that we think, if I had to let go of this, I don't know what I would do. Or what would happen if I had to let go of this? Because those are kind of, that's the paradox of release, right? There are things we would love to get rid of that we can't, and things we want to never go away that we're afraid will. And when we hold both of those things gently and know that as humans, we will eventually have to let go of all of it, we can bring that curiosity, that compassion that we have for ourselves and others into the exploration of what these things are. And this has a couple of different benefits. One, it will help deepen your mindfulness practice because you'll be looking at some sensations, feelings, deep feelings. So it brings us deeper into our experience of ourselves in the present moment. And then it allows us to get curious about our thoughts. Again, not latching on to the content of them and identifying with them. Because really that's, with mindfulness, what we're doing is noticing that our thoughts are a sixth sense. They're constantly happening. Just the way we always hear things, we're always tasting something, but you don't spend most of the day thinking about the fact that you're tasting the inside of your mouth. We do spend most of the day thinking about our thoughts because we identify with them and we think they are us. Mindfulness starts to allow us to treat our mind as our sixth sense. Yes, it thinks. How wonderful. Sometimes we need that. Oh, I need to write a paper, or I need to organize some information, or I need to write a story. I need to tell someone my story. So I take a non-conceptual thing, my experience, who I am, the combination of many moments all strung together that culminated in a realization that is beyond words, but I have to use words to share. So I want to tell a story. How do I do that? Well, I use the mind. That's a great tool for that. I combine the mind with the heart, and I've got a beautiful story. All the best stories we've ever read are a combination of someone's mind and their heart. Some of the worst stories we've ever read are somebody's mind just going off with no heart, no connection to anything, just blah, 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 blah. Like the one we're all familiar with when our mind just ruminates on stuff or gets caught in a loop. So a part of the hero's journey, a big part, and it's why mindfulness is the first pillar in the Myths Mind Reset, is getting a relationship to our mind that makes sure it's a tool and not our master. And in the beginning, that can seem almost impossible. It did for me. For many years, I was like, I can't do it. Because I was approaching mindfulness in one way. I was like, mindfulness is about sitting on a cushion and calming my mind. And so I'll just be like, I'll be so zen. I'll just sit there. And if I do it long enough and try every single way that people told me to do it, then I'll just shut my mind off. Finally, I can have a break. It might be like that for some people. It certainly wasn't for me. In my 20s, I started rock climbing, and all of a sudden I got what meditation was about. because my mind was forced to shut up when my body was just hanging from a wall by my fingertips and toes. And I was like, oh, I get it. I don't have to listen to my mind right now because it doesn't have anything useful to say. And something deeper in me came to the fore, a sense of who I was prior to thought. And that changed a lot for me. That really was the first time I had a sensation of, oh, I am not just my thoughts. Because I can tell you that. Anyone can tell you that. Oh, you're not your thoughts. But if you've never experienced it, you're not going to believe it. And you'd be like, well, actually, I think I might be my thoughts. I thought that for a long time. And when I tried to meditate, I would just get squirrely. Like I couldn't do it. Needed to get up and do something. I'm going to tell you to honor that, to do the thing you need to do, and to bring attention, curiosity, and compassion to that. Because attention, curiosity, and compassion will lead you to your mindfulness practice. And now there are a ton of mindfulness practices. There's walking meditation, there's rock climbing, it might be playing a musical instrument for you, it might be writing, it's anything where you can experience yourself as something other than your thoughts. And then you can take that deeper with practice into developing this sense of who you are that's prior to thought, that's a non-conceptual knowing of yourself. And that connects you deeply to your authenticity. If you imagine that we're all humans, right? So we're all much more the same than we are different. We're all like waves on an ocean. We're unique, but we're still the ocean. And mindfulness brings us closer to that connection to the ocean. And also beautifully shows us our unique part of it, how we are literally the only wave that is the wave that we are. The combination of those two things is almost like a paradox, but it's the key to moving through life authentically. It's the key to being able to not just understand who you are and how to move from that, but to share that with others. Because when you share yourself most authentically with the world, you're changing the world through that act, through that way of being. And it brings it out in other people. It allows other people to go, oh, wow, we know that. We see it in others when it's happening. And it inspires us, and when we do it, we can inspire ourselves and others. And that's really what the hero's journey is the journey from the ordinary world into the unknown, through transformation, through darkness, through the dragon's cave, through our own shadows, back to the known with the treasure that we gained from the journey. And it can be a literal journey or it can be a metaphorical journey, but that journey is to knowing ourselves. And when we come back to the ordinary world with that knowledge of ourselves, that gives us the gift that we can share with others. That gives us our unique pile of gold that can only come from us, that we all have within us, and is our unique gift to share. And when we bring that back to the community, that's where the storytelling aspect comes into it. Because now we can inspire others with our gift and we can inspire ourselves. And then we're off on another journey. It isn't one journey, one and done, and then, you know, happy, happy life. It's a constant movement